Long-term effect of gene therapy on Leber case 2012-2015. Definition. Mutation in RPE65 cause liver congenital amaurosis. The RPE65 is a gene that provides instructions for making a protein that is essential for normal vision. It is involved in a multi-step process called the visual cycle, which converts light entering the eye into electrical signals that are transmitted to the brain. The Leber congenital amaurosis is a progressive retinal degenerative disease that severely impairs sight in children. Gene therapy consists of introducing genetic material into cells in order to treat a disease. Its approach was devised to replace a defective gene in the event of a monogenetic disorder.
In people with Leber congenital amaurosis, the RPE65 protein, critical for visual function, is not made due to mutations in the corresponding RPE65 gene. Fixing the problem requires isolating the segment of DNA corresponding to the normal RPE65 gene and packaging it into a vector made from a virus. The gene-containing vector is injected into the eyeball under the retina between the retinal pigment epithelium and choroid, where it enters the cells of the retina. The vector releases the normal RPE65 gene segment. The normal RPE65 protein is now manufactured by the cell. The RPE65 protein is released from the cell to vision receptors, restoring normal visual function.
Application in medicine. It measured visual acuity, contrast sensitivity, color vision, and spectral sensitivities for the investigation of visual fields.
Gene therapy has been studied as a potential treatment for genetic disease since the 1980s. The goal of gene therapy is to help correct the genetic disease by providing a functioning copy of the gene to make up for the genetic defect. In the laboratory, a functioning copy of the gene is packaged into a lentiviral vector. This is a modified virus that acts as a transport vehicle for the functioning gene.
Pros and cons. Pros. A long-term study of efficacy of gene therapy for Leber hereditary optic neuropathy. No serious adverse effects were noted in denied participants over a 3-year period. Avoidance of tissue compression, inflammation, and edema often associated with protein infusion devices. Cons. Systemic adverse events were included, those known to be associated with oral glucocorticoids, targeting the ground cells, infections caused by the virus, possibility of causing a tumor. Statistics. The estimated birth prevalence of the LCA is 2 to 3 per 100,000 births. The condition is the most common cause of inherited blindness in childhood. Constitutes more than 5% of all retinal dystrophies. LCA accounts for blindness in more than 20% of children attending school for the blind. 5 of 12 volunteers improved their vision in one eye, that is the most affected, and the virus in the other, and the vision was largely recovered. Conclusion. The gene therapy with RAAV2/2 vector improved retinal sensitivity, albeit modestly and temporarily. Comparison with the results obtained in the duck model indicates that there is a species difference in the amount of RPE65 required to drive the visual cycle.
Well, right now, a groundbreaking clinical research study is in the hands of the FDA, and it was developed very close to home.
Could the answer to cure a rare blindness be found in gene therapy? 3 News Now reporter Shantae Passmore spoke to someone right here in Omaha who might know the answer in a story you'll only see on 3. Shantae.
Good morning, Emily James. Talk to Molly Troxel and she'll tell you, yes, this should be available to everyone. Her answer, so simple, but her journey, quite the opposite.
I'd like to get to Molly.
15-year-old Molly Troxel enjoys a beautiful autumn day in her neighborhood. Viewing things we tend to overlook. This moment started at around 7 or 8 when she sent a letter to an ophthalmologist in Iowa.
I wrote a letter to Dr. Stone saying, I don't care what you have to do to me, I just want to see.
Molly was born with a rare blindness.
Leber's congenital amaurosis is a recessive gene trait.
The gene inherited from not one parent, but both parents. Years of searching for answers led the Troxels to a gene therapy study after a blind dog gained its sight. The breakthrough meant the medical team could make a man-made gene. And in 2013, she had surgery after finally managing her seizures. 4 years later, you can see the results here on your screens.
It's not perfect. Her vision is not perfect, but as she puts it,
Not perfect vision, but it's perfect for me.
There you go. To maximize her vision, she wears glasses and contacts, uses a magnifier, and reads large print. But Molly's vision is spot on when it comes to living her fullest life, whether through art, riding her bike, or spending time with her family. As a reminder, she wears something she says that got her through her darkest times, this ring.
On the outside it says faith, and then on the inside it says, I walk by faith, not by sight.
Also on the horizon, Molly will soon upgrade this ride for a car. Oh my goodness, every time I watch that story, guys, I can't get over her story, her journey, the advancement in technology and science and research. Incredible.
Yeah, it's just amazing. Now, how is she going to be able to drive?
I'm glad you brought that up because I didn't mention that in the story. So she's actually going to need bioptics for driving. And actually, she's got bigger dreams in driving than, most teenagers around her age. She wants to be a surgeon. And as for the FDA review, they reviewed it last month. They're going to take it up again in January, and that's going to be the final decision. So that's when we'll know if this will be approved for the general public.
You're going to have to follow this for years to come.
Absolutely,
She'll be a
yes.
surgeon one day. I see
Yes,
it. She
right.
seems very
We
determined.
saw it here first.
There you go. Thanks for sharing.
Thanks for watching.